Well, 47 state attorneys general are banding together to ask Congress for funding to help fight human trafficking right here in the U.S. It is a major problem in Florida, which our next guest says ranks third in the nation for calls to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Joining us now, Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Ms. Attorney General, good to see you today.
You too, Shannon. Thanks.
I have to say that when I started to look into this, it was stunning to me just how far and widespread this problem is all across our country. 83% of those here in the U.S. that are, caught up in this human trafficking are U.S. citizens. We should be concerned whether they're citizens or not. What is happening in Florida?
Right. Whether they're citizens or not, they're victims. But as you said, 83%, Department of Justice tells us, comes right from here in the United States. Not only that, Shannon, the majority are between the ages of 12 to 14. And that's horrific.
It is.
So in Florida, we've made... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, tell me about what you're doing in Florida, but also this call that you're asking for more funding because as this grows, to the tune of, what I saw reported by HHS, $32 billion a year in profits. This is making money for somebody,
worldwide.
And it's going to continue until you have the tools and others have the tools to fight back.
And it is the largest growing criminal enterprise in the world. Can you believe that? $32 billion worldwide. And that's why this is such a great bipartisan effort, and we have to make it stop. So 47 of us, 47 attorneys generals, we've all written a letter to Congress regarding the Trafficking Victims Reauthorization Act. And that's very important to us because we've got to have sufficient funding for education, for prevention, because again, these are our children throughout our country who are being victims of these traffickers. Now, January is Awareness Month, so thank you for talking about this very important issue because we have to bring awareness to it. But in Florida, we've been working on this year-round. We have partnered with many. We had to be proactive. We had to be creative. We had to attack this from all fronts. And let me tell you, we work great with the state attorneys in Miami. Catherine Fernandez-Rundle has done a great job. Our U.S. attorneys are doing a great job, and my statewide prosecutors. So last session, we have increased penalties for human trafficking. My statewide prosecutors now have the authority to go up on wiretaps. As soon as that was signed, we went up on a wire and made a huge human trafficking case right in the Tampa Bay area. People don't want to believe this is real, but it is. We also knew we had to hit it on other fronts. This is so tragic, but we have partnered, and this is great, with the petroleum industry because many times these young girls, the only break they get is to run into a convenience store to use a restroom. We've partnered with the truckers. We have an online toolkit teaching the trucking industry what to look for because where are these criminals taking these young girls often to traffic them? Truck stops. So truckers have now become our eyes and ears throughout Florida. We've partnered with the retailers, with Association Industries of Florida, the Chamber, many business industries with our online toolkit. We're also training law enforcement officers as to what to look for. And then, Shannon, something else we found, of course, with our growing technology, often kids are being recruited off the internet, and that's no surprise. So we've come out with a statewide campaign. It's called From Instant Message to Instant Nightmare. And parents, I encourage you, please go online. Often your kids think they're talking to other children, but they are talking to the worst of the worst predators, posing as children. So that's why we've come out with that. You can go on myfloridalegal.com to get any of this information, to teach your children about it and educate them.
Well, it is horrific and it is real. It's happening here across the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, thank you so much for what you're doing and a good reminder for all of us to keep our eyes and ears open. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, and thank you for bringing awearness to this.
We'll try to keep doing that.